Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Punjab National Bank Q2FY25 earnings conference call hosted by Nuvama Wealth. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Mahrukh Adjania from Nuvama Wealth. Thank you and over to you, ma'am.
Hello everyone and welcome to this earnings call of Punjab National Bank. We have with us the entire team of PNB headed by Mr. Atul Kumar Goyal, Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Kalyan Kumar ED, Mr. Vinod Kumar ED, Mr. Paramasivam ED and Mr. Bibhu Prasad Mahapatra ED. With this brief introduction, I'll hand over the floor to the PNB team. Mr. Deepak Singh will read out the disclaimer, after which Mr. Goyal will address the conference. Thank you and welcome again.
Ladies and gentlemen, good day to all. Disclaimer statement. I would like to submit that the statements given herein are not guarantees of future performance and undue reliance should not be placed on them. Such forward-looking statements necessarily involve known and unknown risks and uncertainties, which may cause actual performance and financial results in future periods to differ materially from any projections of future performance or results expressed or implied by such forward-looking statements. Investors are therefore requested to check the information independently before making any investment or other decisions. Thank you. Over to MD and CEO.
Thank you very much, Deepak. Very good afternoon to everybody. I welcome all the team from the analyst for this earnings call as well as the quarterly result for the September 2024 as well as the half-year result of the Punjab National Bank. As far as the gross business is concerned, gross business of the bank increased by 11.9% YOY and stood at 25.20 trillion. The combination of the gross business, gross deposit increased by 11.3% and stood at 14.58 trillion. The gross advance, there was a good growth in the advances, 12.8% YOY and an increase from 9.41 trillion of the September 23 to 10.61 trillion. CD ratio is also very comfortable of the bank. It is 72.81%. As far as saving bank and CASA and the current account is concerned, saving bank also there is a YOY growth of the 3.7% and it increased to 4.88 trillion. Similarly, the current account, there is also a positive growth of 1.6% YOY. It was 67,038 and increased to 68,104. CASA of the bank was 5.38 trillion in September 2023, which has improved to 5.56 trillion with a growth rate of 3.4%. As far as RAM is concerned, the ratio of the RAM to the total advance, which was 55.63% in September 23 and it was 55.46% in the June 24, has further improved to 55.77%. As I told you earlier in the last call also, our endeavor is to increase this ratio to 58% by the end of March 25 and within the range of the 60 to 61 in the 3 to 4 year horizon. As far as profitability of the bank is concerned, net interest income, which used to be around 9,923 in the September 2023 quarter, has improved to 10,517 crore with a growth rate of the 6%. As far as operating profit is concerned, it used to be 6,216 crore in September 23 quarter, has increased to 6,853 with a growth rate of more than 10%. Net profit, which was 1,756 crore in September 23, has improved to 4,303 with a growth rate of 145%. And if even you compare quarter to quarter, June 24 it was 3,252 and there is a growth of around 32%. And I think this is the best number we are presenting in the last 14 quarter. This three number net interest income of 10,517 and the operating profit 6,853 and the net profit 4,303 is the highest in the 4 to 5 year in the history of the Punjab National Bank. As far as asset quality is concerned, there is a very significant improvement in the gross NPA as well as the net NPA. Gross NPA, which was 65,563, has reduced. September 23 has reduced to 47,582 crore, and in terms of the percentage, it was 6.96% in September 23, 4.98% it was in June 24, has reduced to 4.48% in the September 24, around 50 basis point reduction from the June quarter. Net NPA, which used to be 13,114 in September 23, has reduced to 4,674. In terms of the percentage, the net NPA was 1.47% in September 23 and 0.60% in June, and it has further improved to 0.46%. As far as this guidance for the gross NPA, net NPA is concerned, at the beginning of the year, we have given the guidance that our gross NPA will be around 5% by the end of the March 25. But since in the June 24 itself we have reached to 4.98, so we have revised our guidelines that our gross NPA will be around 4% by the end of the March 25. Since we have now 4.48, and if you see every quarter there is a reduction of the 50 basis points, so we are further revising our guidance that our gross NPA should be in the range of the 3.5 to 3.75. 3.5 to 3.75 by the March 24. As far as net NPA, that is very reasonable number, so there is no guidance. 0.5 we have given, that we will maintain. As far as credit cost is concerned, credit cost of the it was 1.31% in September 23 quarter and 0.32% in the June 24 quarter and 0.08 it has reduced to 0.08. So as far as guidance of the credit cost is concerned, at the beginning, we have given the guidance that credit cost will be around 1% for the current financial year, considering it was 1.40% in 23-24 and 2.03% in the 22-23. But since we have already reached to 0.32% in the June, so we have revised our guidance for the credit cost from 1 to 0.5%. And if you see this average cost of the credit cost is coming for the half year is 0.20. So we are further revising our credit cost guidance. It will be around 0.25 to 30% by the end of the for full year for the March 24-25. Reason behind that, because if you see the recovery is more than the double, and we have already improved our PCR to 97%. So there is a very hardly little requirement for the aging provision, which is coming around 250 every quarter. And as I told you, the recovery is double, so provision will be much more released as compared to the delinquency which we have seen in the last 4-5 quarters. So the delinquency is also reduced. I will give one more number as far as delinquency may. What is how the new underwriting is behaving, which I used to give every quarter. This is the number for the 51 months, 4 years, 3 months. It is from 1st of the July 20. See how the new underwriting is behaving. From the 1st July 20 to September 30th, 24, we have sanctioned 9 trillion loan. Out of it, 9 trillion means 8.19 trillion we have disbursed. The outstanding is new loan is 6.31, which is more than 50% of my total loan book. Out of this outstanding 6.31 trillion, the NPA is hardly 2,374, which is coming 0.29% for the new underwriting. I will give further breakup of this new segment wise. Agri, it is 0.45, MSME it is 1.44, and retail it is 0.28, and corporate it is basically negligible. This is the reason. So we are further revising our credit cost. Even I am seeing there will be a scenario where the negative credit cost will be there, because as I told you, 97% PCR. Recovery is more than double of the delinquency. Delinquency is also reduced. Delinquency, we are giving the guidance for the slippage 1% that we will maintain. As far as capital is concerned, the total capital of the bank is 16.36% as against 15.79% in the June 24 quarter and 15.09% in September 23. First time in the history of the Punjab National Bank we have crossed the capital adequacy more than 16% in last 5-10 years, which is number I am having. It used to be around 15 to 16%, but we have not crossed 16%. The first time we have crossed 60%, and contribution of the 60% is the QIP, which we have raised the current last quarter, September quarter, 5,000 crore rupees, and against it we have received the bid of around 41,000 crore rupees, which was more than 8 times subscribed. Around 65 basis points was the impact of the new capital raise. As far as the CET1 is concerned, it is 11.59% and against the 10.95% in the June 24 quarter and 10.23% in the September 23. As far as plan for the capital is concerned, we were having the approval of the board for 7,000 crore rupees QIP, which we have reduced 5,000 and we have already raised. We are in hand 7,000 crore rupees for the AT1 and 3,000 crore for the Tier 2. Although as on date there is no requirement for the capital to be raised in the subsequent quarter, but we will see. If rate will be of our choice, so we will not mind to rate part of the AT1 in the current quarter. Current quarter means the December quarter. As far as cost of deposit is concerned, it was 5.08 in June 24. It has further increased 5.16 because you all are aware, because the deposit on the 1 year deposit or the other deposit has increased substantially in the last quarter. The 1 year deposit is not available as on date, even between the 7.70 to 7.80. As far as NIM is concerned, we have given the guidance for the 2.9 to 3. And we have given guidance ki absolute number our NII will be positive. And if you see the last 12 quarter, every quarter NII in absolute number is more than the earlier quarter. So although we have as on date 2.92 is my global NIM and 3.06 is the domestic NIM. So we will remain on the same guidance 2.9 to 3%. Yield of advances was 8.43 in the June quarter. So similar on the same line it is 8.42 and it used to be around 8.23 in the September 23 quarter. As far as cost to income ratio is concerned, it was 52% in September 23 and 53.28% in June 24, and it has increased to 54.58% in the September 24 quarter. The reason of the increase in the cost to income ratio is on account of the AS15 provision. Last quarter we have made a AS15 provision for 742, but this quarter, September quarter, we have made a provision of 2,057 crore rupees. It means additional around 1,300 crore rupees we were required to make more provision for AS15. Reason behind it because the GSEC in the June 2024 was 7.01 and it was closed at 6.75 in the September 24. So there was a reduction of around 26 basis point in the GSEC. So on account of the reduction in the GSEC, so as per the actual calculation, we have to provide 1,300 additional. This was the reason of the improvement in the cost to income ratio, increase in the cost to income ratio. So maybe if you see the as on date, there is a increase in the rate of interest in 10 years, which is hovering around 6.85. So maybe a current quarter, December quarter, this requirement will further reduce. As far as advances increase, we have increase in the advances concerned. So we have given the guidance around 11 to 12%. We have clocked in 12.8%. So retail there was a growth of 14.62%. Agri there was a growth of 11.07%. MSME there was a growth 8.9%. Reason behind that because some of the MSME accounts which was classified under MSME on account of the increase of the turnover or investment limit, they have come out from the purview of the MSME. So otherwise, if we will add that account, particular account, so it is coming more than in double digit. RAM it is 12.02%. Home there is a good growth 19%, as well as vehicle it is a 25%. As far as the movement of NPA is concerned, the opening balance of the gross NPA was 51,263 and 2,181 was the addition. I will give the breakup of this fresh addition. Slippage was Agri में 565 crore rupees, MSME 621, retail 415 and the others mean corporate 470. And the cash recovery was 1,508. And the upgradation was 1,407, so making the total of the total upgradation, the cash recovery was 2,915, and write-off was 2,946. The closing figure was 5,862 crore rupees. 47,582. Total recovery, including the recovery in the technical written off and recovery which we have booked in the recognized interest, so it was 4,891 crore rupees, which was 3,249 crore rupees in the previous quarter. So if you see, the recovery was 4,891 and slippage was in this quarter 2,180. So it was more than 2x. And the target for the entire is 18,000 crore rupees. If you add the June and the September recovery, it is coming around 8,000 rupees. We are confident because some of the account NCLT is about to resolve in the current quarter or the lastly in the last quarter. So 18,000 we will achieve. As far as SMA more than 5 crore is concerned, that is hardly 2,125 crore rupees. So, as far as because normally used to ask how much is rate on the credit on the MCLR. So MCLR may around 34% on the MCLR, repo around external benchmark 41%, and treasury bill around 8.39, and fixed is around 10%. As far as rent, as I told you already, 55.77%, and our endeavor to increase to 60% in times to come. 2 to 3 years. One important thing, total unsecured loan book. Total unsecured loan book of the bank is 3,27,176, out of which unsecured retail loan, which is the normally the worry of the investors also, is hardly 27,966. The breakup of the 27,966, credit card around 1,000 crore rupees, education loan 4,333, and pension loan 4,513. In the pension loan, we are receiving the pension. There is no worry in that. The personal loan amount is 18,119. Out of this personal loan, the digital PAPL 4,239 and non-digital is the 13,880. Then normally the percentage in this personal loan used to be around 2 and 2.10% because, and that already been factored at the time of pricing this product, and we have also making this at the time of the initial making the what should be the pricing, we have also taken the 2% will be the NPA in this product also. As far as NCLT recovery or the NARCL is concerned, NCLT may around 831 account we have applied for 1.03 trillion, out of which 797 account of the 1.01 trillion has already been admitted. 30 account of 1,835 crore is to be admitted, out of which 275 account has already been resolved of 47,444 crore rupees, and 304 account in already liquidated 35,120. 218 account pending at the various stages, with the amount involved is 19,351. As far as asset transfer to the NARCL is concerned, we have transferred 14 account of 3,778. Against this, we have received cash plus SR 987 crore rupees. 13 account is under discussion of 2,370. Out of this 13 account, in 9 account the of outstanding 1,691, NARCL has submitted already their bid, which is under evaluation. So this is my initial remarks about the performance of the bank. As once again, I think this is the best result we have shown in the last 3 to 4 years. And now I'm open for any question, clarification. If you require, I will try to give the answer. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question is from the line of Nitin Agarwal from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, hi. Good evening, sir. Congrats on a very strong quarter.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And also achieving the milestone of 1% ROA well ahead of the guidance.
Deliberately, I have not touched in my initial remarks because I want to hear from you. So it may be one more thing I can tell you also, because we have given the guidance for the 0.8 for the entire year, and we have given the guidance key it will be 1% at the exit of the current financial year. Since we have already achieved more than 1%, the half year it is around 0.92. So we are revising our guidance. It will be around 0.9 to 1% for whole of the year from the 8% earlier guidance.
Okay, sir. Noted. And so my first question is on the contingent provisions. This quarter we have made a small amount, but now that you are indicating that the credit cost, we have already reduced the guidance second time on credit cost now, and there is a possibility it may be negative also, as you mentioned. So will we look to make contingent provisions and prepare ourselves for NDS transition as and when it starts? So what is the thought on that line?
Nitin, already we have made a provision of 350 crore rupees as a floating provision for the NPA. And you are worried about the ECL, etc. Also, 97% already we are having the PCR. What is ECL provision? ECL provision is how is your new underwriting behaving. I have already given the 51-month data of the new underwriting. 9 trillion we have sanctioned, 8.19 trillion we have disbursed, 6.31 trillion is the outstanding, which is around 60% of my total loan book. And out of this, 2,374. Even if you see the OTR 1 and OTR 2, 170 crore rupees provision we have made additional as against the requirement of the 5 and 10% RBI. We are making 12.5%. So I think there is no need for the further provision. Also already 350 we have made a provision for the floating provision in this quarter, and total is the 500.
Right, sir. But will this be enough? Like when you look at the total ECL provisions, whenever it kicks in, will this much be enough?
No, it will not be appropriate whether it is enough because we have not calculated. I told you that we should wait for the final guidance. So because there is a different method is being used by the different bank. So moment we will get the guidance, so this I can tell you, PNB will not be the outlier. Earlier there was a worry because we were having the highest NPA, highest gross NPA, and so everybody was worried that ECL provision made the PNB will be the out. So as only that worry is gone.
Okay, sure, sir. And second question is on the credit deposit ratio. If I look like a PNB has a very good room to expand on that, it is very well positioned to pursue credit growth. But credit deposit ratio over last 1 year has been in a very narrow range. So why are we not using this lever to expand margins? Because margins is one area wherein we are seeing some softness, and which is like similar to the other banks also. So what is your thought on that, on the credit deposit?
Nitin, देखिए margin में I told you also कि if you see, we have given the guidance 2.9 to 3 because ultimately it depends on which type of underwriting you are doing. We can increase the margin, but there is a risk of the slippage also. And moreover, you see what is our AAA, AA, etc. also. So this is the reason because there is some transaction because PNB is one of the largest banks. There is some transaction where I am getting only 1% with 2%. If I have to maintain 3% or more than 3%, you may be happy. So it means I should not do such type of the transaction. This is the reason I am telling again and again that ratio may be misleading. We will not give the guidance on to 2.9 to 3%. But in absolute number, if you see the NIA every quarter is increasing. I am not naming the bank, one of the big banks. The number of this current quarter, 400 negative is the NIA number. So this is the reason that we are not going to change margin. We are saying, but we are saying where we can get the more margin. Also, we are doing that one also. But if there is some account people, we are not in a position to make more margin also. So in terms of the percentage, NIM will be reduced, but ultimately it will add to my absolute number.
Okay, sir, got it. And the last question is on the OPEX, wherein Q on Q we have seen a sharp rise in the employee provisions. So what has driven this, and how should we factor in for the coming quarters on that?
Actually, it is a function of the rate of interest. As I explained in my initial remarks also, the 7.01 was the 10-year GSEC, which has reduced to 6.75. So there was a reduction of the around 26 basis points. Last quarter we have made 742. This year on account of the 26 basis points, so increase 2057. So I do not foresee, because if you see as on date also, it is hovering around 6.85. So definitely, if it will remain in the same range, so the requirement will be very less for the next quarter.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Piran Engineer from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, sir. Congrats on the quarter and the successful turnaround of Punjab National Bank. Firstly, sir, what is our LCR, our liquidity coverage ratio, and is there scope to further reduce liquidity on balance sheet?
As far as the liquidity of the coverage ratio is concerned, it was around 129%. On account of this revised guidelines also, draft guidelines, so around there is a difference of around 10 basis points. So the requirement of the 100%, so we will be in a position easily maintain more than that also. So although impact will be there on account of the draft guidelines, if it is really implemented, so around 10 to 11% there will be a dip.
And what is the level we are comfortable with?
Actually, we are comfortable. It should be around, because 100% is the requirement, so 115, between 115 to 120. But minimum 115 we would like to have.
Okay. Sir, and on your slide 18 in the PPT, there is this CG recap bond, 55,000 crore. So what is that?
That is the government has injected the capital, na? That is that. Because they have injected the capital, then we have subscribed the bond also.
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat?
Whatever the government has infused the capital, suppose they have infused 55,000 crore rupees as a capital. So by that has been increased the capital adequacy ratio. 55,000 crore rupees, same amount we have subscribed the government bond also.
Okay, so you bought government bonds and then the government infused capital.
Right, very much right. Right.
Okay, समझ गया. And our credit cost guidance for the year, is it 0.5% or 0.25%?
Actually, beginning it was 1%, then June it was 0.5%. As on date for the half year it is coming around 0.2. So we are giving the guidance, it should be around 0.25 to 0.30 basis point.
Understood. Okay, sir, that was it from my end. Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Gao Shizuan from Schonfield. Please go ahead.
Hey, sir. Congratulations on a good quarter. Just two keeping questions. First of all, on the margins, do we have an impact from reclassification of penal interest into penal fee incomes that impact some of our peers?
That is definitely there, because some of the amount which we were using as a penal interest, that is not coming under the interest calculation now, that is coming under the other income also.
And do you mind sharing what's the rough quantum of that?
Can you repeat your question?
Do you mind sharing what's the impact on margins this quarter because of this reclassification?
Only 1-2 basis point, nothing more.
Got it. And on gross slippages, there's a slight tick up on a sequential basis, obviously from a very low level. But just wondering what's driving that, and does that include some of the lumpy corporates that we hear in the news?
You are right. Actually, if you see, we have given the guidance for the 1%. Even as on date, it is less than 1% also. So it was the 2,181 crore rupees. There was one account which I think you are trying to ask. That was the around 425. Otherwise, the second highest slippage was around 35 crore rupees only.
Got it. So 420 crores from that one account.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Rakesh Kumar from BNK Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hi,
Good set of numbers. Very good performance, especially on the recovery front, sir. So just on the personal loan, you had given some data point in your opening remark. What is the gross slippage that we have, sir, posted on this personal loan in this quarter, sir?
Personal loan में 18,190 is the total book.
Okay.
Apart from the pay stub, that is also in the personal account, that is 4,513. So उसमें there is no issue because pension is coming. Out of this 18,000 crore rupees, it is around 2%.
Gross MDA.
Yeah, gross NPA. Yeah.
And the slippage in this quarter?
It is on the same line. It doesn't mean that there was a much difference in the last quarter in this quarter also. It remain in the same range.
Got it. And sir, margin movement is very very peculiar this quarter. So if you look at the slide number 23, we have yield on advances from June quarter to September quarter almost at 8.42, and cost of fund has slightly gone up by around 8 bips this quarter, but the funding cost of fund number is flat, and yield on fund number is coming down. So but yield on investment is flat. So what is driving lower yield on funds? Though the yield on advances number is flat, yield on investment number is flat. So why yield on fund is coming down, sir? From 7.23 to 7.
That is on account of some of the overseas loan book also.
But this will get okay. So, but this slide does not include. I am looking at the global number, sir. Global number is 8.42 as compared to 8.43, and yield on investment is 7.06. So. So yield on fund is coming down from 7.23 to 7.13. So why is that?
7 point? Yield on fund is coming from 7.23
to 7.13. 10 bips fall is there in the yield on fund. So why was that, sir?
You have to see the composition. Okay, please try to understand what is the composition of the advances, what is the composition of the investment. Because if you see the outstanding of the investment has increased in this quarter, this is the reason it is coming down.
Okay, so we will take that offline, sir. So there is a rise in the gross NPA.
There is no need for the offline. I am trying to please understand what I am telling you. What was the growth in the advance book? What is the growth in the investment book? Growth in the investment book is much more as compared to the investment advance book. This is the reason this is coming down.
Correct, sir. I was also coming to that. Non-SLR growth is very high, especially in the others category.
Yeah.
So what is that, sir? Others in
that is investment in the CD etc. also. Because sometimes we were having the extra liquidity also, so we have parked that fund in the CD of the banks.
Okay. And sir, drop in the fee income, especially in the processing fee in this quarter.
Processing we used to charge in the first quarter only for the entire year. This is the only reason.
Okay. Got it, sir. Very good, sir. Thanks so much, sir. Thanks for taking my question, sir.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Ashok Ajmera from Ajcon Global. Please go ahead.
Good evening and compliments to you, Atul sir, and the entire team of PNB for the fantastic results. In fact, you are improving all the your performance on all the parameters quarter after quarter. I think in last, if you see 10, 12, 15 quarters, continuously there is improvement. And now, I mean, we can say that the Punjab National Bank has, overcome all those previous negative legacies and everything, and it's firing on all the cylinders. So compliments for the same, sir.
Thank you very much.
Having said this, sir, I've got just a couple of few questions and some observations. And sir, on the profitability front, if you look at basically from the non-interest income point of view, there is a major improvement right from the recovery in the return of account to handsome treasury income in this quarter. If you compare with the last quarter of 1,581 crore as compared to 648 crore, that is good profit on sale of investments, good profit on the revaluation of the assets. So my question is that going forward, do we expect in the remaining 2 quarters of the current financial year the same performance of the treasury so as to assess the correct profitability of the bank for the whole FY25? That is the first question.
Yeah, definitely, Ashokji, definitely. Because as on date also, if you see my total, the TW book, it is 92,584. It is the gold mine for the Punjab National Bank. So whatever the recovery in the technical written off we have made in the last quarter, so same or even the more also we can expect in the current quarter as well as in the last quarter of the current financial year. And treasury income is also we will be in a position because my treasury is very active. Not only the SLR or non-SLR, even we are making the good profit in the equity funding also.
Yeah, so that's basically treasury front. Even in the trading book also, I think there seems to be a good good profit on that.
Yeah.
Sir, a data point, just calculation of tax. So tax, if you look at this current half year, I think on the profit of 11,834 crore, our provision is 4,276 crores. It's almost about 36%. On the tax front. And we have not discussed this for a couple of quarters on the tax front, DTA and other things. So can the treasury...
I understood your question, Ashokji. Actually, we have not shifted to the new regime. This is the reason. Because earlier also we have explained in the last con call also, because we are in the old regime. This is the reason it is coming 36%, because we are having some of the claim which is available. If we will shift to the new regime, then we have to forgo. So this is the reason. It is a matter of time. Moment we will shift to the new regime, definitely there will be around 10 basis point increase in the ROA only from this entry.
How much is that total carry forward benefit and the
not only carry forward, there is some other benefit also, MET, etc. So it is not only one
MET and
there is so many other things also. If we will shift to the new, so we have to forgo that. This is the reason. It is a matter of time only. The moment we will be in a position to absorb all our already benefit, then we will go to the new regime also. We have discussed this matter with our consultant, so we advise immediately there is no need to shift from the old to new.
Yes, point well taken. Sir, on the employee benefit front, you have talked about AS 15, and because of that there is an increase in the overall employee cost. But sir, similar in this quarter, we have not seen in the couple of other banks which have come out with their results this kind of major impact because of AS 15 in this quarter. So was there something different in our bank on that? Even in Bank of Baroda, there was hardly any difference in the overall employees cost in this quarter. So going forward,
I have understood. Actually, I have explained you what is the reason. You are also a chartered accountant. 7.01 to 6.75. If there is a dip of 26 basis points, so AS 15 is definitely bound to increase also. So we are making on the quarterly basis. I don't know about the other bank also, but I am telling you on account of the decrease in the 0.60, this is the reason every quarter there is a fluctuation in the last quarter it was 742, even in the September 23 it was 580. So every quarter we are making. So I don't know whether the other bank are making on the quarterly basis or the yearly basis also. This may be the reason. But every quarter we are giving these changes.
Sir, one last question in this round is on NCLT, NARCL, and the you had given some data point, I think 14 accounts, 3,771 crore, and you said that the cash recovery is 987 crore, isn't it?
No, 987 is I told you total recovery, cash plus SR. Cash plus SR. 15% of the 987 is the cash recovery.
Out of 9, so balance is the guaranteed SR. Guaranteed SR.
Guaranteed by the government.
Yeah, which must have been 100% provided for.
Definitely, because as on date there is no different treatment given by the regulator for the sale to the NARCL or the RC, although there is a demand. But because once we are transferring the asset to the NRC, that is 100% provided. This is the reason carrying cost of the SR is zero.
Yeah. No, but it goes in the benefit. Ultimately we can assess that this amount in any case is going to come when it is guaranteed and is strengthened your book basically. Sir, just if you permit me one more thing, sir, we have done exceedingly well on the credit front as compared to many of the other peer banks in this quarter also and overall half year also if you see. So sir, going forward, if you maintain the same tempo, are you revising your credit growth target also for FY25? just like other targets which you have improved, even on the credit growth front also?
The 11 to 12% we have given. Between 11 to 12%. And if you see, it is 12.80%. So I can safely say that we will be in a position to achieve 12%. But if opportunity will be available, Ashokji, opportunity will be available, we will not allow opportunity to go let down from the Punjab National Bank, because there should be demand also, na. Because corporate, I am very honest too, there is no much demand in the corporate. Even as on date also, I am having the sanction limit of the 1 trillion, which they are not utilizing.
But you have done very well in MSME front also. I think where, in your this book MSME and retail, you perform very well. So, and corporate business also will come. So we can hope that this current 6 months, now next 6 months will be better than what you have even achieved in the first half year. Thank you very much, sir, and all the very best. And I will come back again if time permits for some more chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Marshall, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. My first question is regarding this employee cost. Mr. Ajmera asked, but the voice of Mr. Goyal was not very clear. So I just want to ask you this, that the employee cost has gone up by 1,205 crore rupees in this quarter. So is it because of some one-time provision, or this kind of number is going to continue in the subsequent quarter also?
No. I will explain also. It is a AS15 provision. It is not an actual outgo. Let me clarify. It is not an actual outgo. It is a provision we have to make based on the actual calculation. The reason behind that for this increase, if you see the 10-year GSEC, in June it was 7.01, and in September 24, the 10-year GSEC has reduced to 6.75. On account of this 26 basis point decline in the interest rate, this additional provision has come. So it will not be recurring. Even if interest rate will become harder in the times to come also, so it may be reversal also. So it is not a one time, because if you see the last quarter, it is only 742.
No, sir, I am asking regarding employee cost. Employee cost has gone up by 1,205 crores.
No, employee cost has not gone. You see, employee cost it is added. Employee cost it is not. It is already added in the employee cost.
No, sir, मैं हिंदी में आपके द्वारा पूछता हूँ, इस क्वार्टर में अपना एम्प्लॉई कॉस्ट की अमाउंट 1205 करोड़ से ज्यादा है कंपेयर टू जून क्वार्टर. Why it has increased? Because the increment or settlement was already accounted for in the March quarter itself. So why it has gone up so drastically this quarter? Employee cost.
Let me try you once again. The AS15 provision was 2,057 for this quarter. And the June quarter, it was 742 crore rupees. If you will make the difference, the 1,300 is the AS15 provision only. If you see the actual payment of the employee cost, it is on the same line. It is equal. I can give you the number also. The payment of the employees, I will give you. This is 3,692 for this. 6,692 for this quarter, and it was 3,808 in the earlier quarter. So there is a reduction of 200 crore rupees.
नहीं तो sir, जो whatever provision we are doing, is it over or this provision will still continue? That's my question.
It depends on the every quarter. So maybe if rate of interest, because as on date rate of interest is 6.85, so there will be a reduced requirement in the current quarter.
No, I'm just so it means this kind of provision is going to continue for some more quarters, or only 1-2 quarters this will continue?
No, it will remain. It is not, whatever the provision we have made, it is a total provision, it is a cumulative figure. Please try to understand this provision we have made for this quarter, 2,057. So if we will add 2,057, so it has already been added. So cumulative will remain same. If there is a change of the interest rate in the coming quarter, that cumulative total provision will change.
Only incremental will change.
Right. Very much right. Now you understood.
So it means cumulative till this quarter we have finished all the provision, and whatever plus minus can happen, only that will happen.
Bilkul, very much right. Now you understood. Yeah. Please.
Beautiful, sir. Sir, my second question regarding this other income, which has gone up by 1,049 crores. So how much is the recovery in this part? 987?
No, recovery is in this particular quarter is 1,369 crore rupees.
So like Reliance Capital account is already considered there, or it will be coming this quarter, next quarter?
It has already been taken in the September quarter, 1,369. Already there, it is a part of the other income.
Okay, so sir, here my question that like this other income, this kind of recovery, like it is very good recovery you have made in this quarter. So whether this temperament or this tempo will continue in the December and the March quarter also, or like this will subside?
Definitely, because I am having the TWO book of 92,584. It is the gold mine of the Punjab National Bank. And this, if you see, 1,630 was in the March quarter also. And 1,369 in the September quarter. June quarter, it was 859. So normally, it remains with the range of the 1,000 to 1,500 easily. Every quarter, we are making it.
Sir, like where can I see this figure of 94,000? Because in the deck, in the PPT, in the slide 34, I can see only 54,472 crores.
No, that is not in the PPT. I am telling you, total NPA TWO book is the 92,584 is TWO book, and 47,582 is the gross NPA. If you will add both, so my total recoverable book is 1,40,166 crore rupees.
Beautiful, sir. Sir, my last question that this provision has reduced.
Get back to the question queue for any follow-up questions. Our next question.
Rakesh, please allow. Rakesh, no issue. Please, Maru, please allow. No issue. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, please, your last question is regarding credit cost. Please go ahead.
So, his line got disconnected. We can move on to the next question, and then once he presses star and one again, we can let him answer.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So our next question is from the line of Suraj Das from Sundaram ANC. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. Please, Suraj. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a good set of numbers. Sir, two questions. One, the floating provision that you are doing, where does it reside? Is it on the standard, provision line item, which is 83 crores this quarter? Is it included?
No. It is a NPA provision. 350 we have made for this quarter, and cumulative provision is the 500. It is a part of the NPA provision. It is a part of the CAD cost.
Okay, so it is part of this 199 crore number that is.
Yeah. Otherwise, if we would not have made a 350 provision, the CAD cost would have been a negative CAD cost. Yeah.
Understood, sir. And sir, on this, the below line item standard asset provision 83 crore, it seems like, since we have also restructured book which is coming down, there is the incremental provision requirement is very less on the standard assets. So how long this can continue, sir? What kind of headroom still you have in terms of?
It depends on the June 2019 circular. Some of the account which they have come out from this category also. So there was some reversal also. There was some additional provision for the other account. It depends on the if the exposure of that particular account is much more for a particular limit. But since our SMA more than 5 crore rupees is very less, 2,125 crore rupees, so I do not foresee any issue which will be requiring us to make more provision for the standard asset, because it depends on the banking industry, not only the Punjab National Bank. If some individual is having the exposure more than 2,000 crore rupees, then only we have to make this provision for the June 2019. Yeah. 2,500. No, 1,500. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And sir, one last question in terms of this quarter growth. If I look at both on deposit and advances, the overseas segment has contributed, very favorably. So anything specific that is happening there, or is it just one quarter phenomenon?
In last quarter also, usually last quarter was the same growth, June, as far as the credit is concerned. But definitely this quarter some growth in the deposit is better as compared to the last quarter.
Okay, so this quarter I think the advances growth on the overseas is something like 14% QOQ. Any particular segment that is driving this?
Our guidance is 12% for whole of the year.
Okay, sure. Thanks so much, sir. All the best.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Yash Darak from RSPN Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for taking our question. First of all, congratulations for a good set of numbers. Most of my questions were answered. I just had a couple of keeping questions. So first question is that we've observed in our peers that a big PSU telecom company is facing some stress. So do we have any exposure in that?
Definitely, we are having the exposure. That already been recognized in this 2,100 something already recognized. The exposure 434.
Okay, 434 crores is the total exposure. And we have already provided for.
Yeah, already recognized, and it is in the figure of the 2,100 slippage. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Second question is, sir, on the deposit repricing, we were observing from last few quarters that the deposits were being repriced. So, has that scenario been over now, and the NIM guidance that you maintain considers the scenario that deposit pricing has been completed?
I fully agree with you. I think deposit rate has, in my opinion, deposit has already reached on the peak. So we do not foresee any further increase in the deposit. So whatever the guidance for the NIM 2.9 to 3, I think we will be in a position to maintain it here.
Okay. So just one final question, if I can squeeze in. This is in regarding that RBI had recently introduced some rules, regulation regarding the infrastructure loan book and provisions on infrastructure loans, and against which banks has made some representation to the statutes. So has there been any development in this scenario?
No, as of yet we have not. Whatever the draft guidelines was come, that is still. We have not issued the final guidelines. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. These were the questions from my side. All the best.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Kunal Shah from Citigroup. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking the question. Most of the questions have been answered. One thing with respect to PNB Housing, this entire new draft circular which has been there, which talks about the group company. Obviously, it's an associate, but still the group entity, which says that it cannot carry on the business similar to that of a bank. So would maybe in terms of having of stake in that subsidiary, we can maybe prepone that, taking into account that draft circular, or what would be our overall stance on the holding in PNB Housing Finance?
As on date, there is no plan. We are reviewing whatever the draft guidelines is coming. We will discuss in the board. As on date, we have not decided. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Jai Mundra from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening and congratulations on 1% ROA, sir. So my first question is, you mentioned that the central PSU account in telecom that you have already recognized as an NPA. Just wanted to check, sir, what could be the provisions here that you would have made?
Provision, I think it is not appropriate. Otherwise, we have made a good provision. Actually, I think individual account we should not discuss.
Okay. So, and secondly, sir, you would have the other stressed steel PSU account that is still in SMA, or what is the status, or that has, you think that will be resolved? How should one?
That is in the SMA with the other bank, but as on date, because that is a working capital with me, so my account is okay. But we have to see in totality. Yeah.
Okay. And sir, what would be your total SMA 1 and 2, including below 5 crores account also? I mean,
total SMA 1 is the 14,688 and SMA 2 is the 13,509 for a whole book.
Okay. Sure. And if you have the SMA 0 number also, sir?
0 number is 1,02,728. But as on date, if you ask me, because there is an accounting issue also, because some of the installment is doing in the first week, so it is coming one day, it is coming SMA 0. So as on date, this SMA 0 has reduced from the 1,02,728 to 21,599.
Oh. And last question, sir, is we look at revaluation of investment income, right? Yeah. Because RBI has permitted that the banks can accrue the notional gain also. Is there any, I mean, so we have, I think if I remember right, we have done around the treasury, of the treasury, the income is around 700 crores. Would you believe that this number will stay, or I mean, what is this number linked to? I mean, what could drive this number lower or higher this quarter? Is it like equity M2M or bonds M2M, or what is it? Thank you.
761 is the trading profit. Let me clarify you, Jayamudra. 761 is the real profit, which is the profit from the GSEC, which is the profit from the non-SLR, and the profit from the equity also. In addition to that, because on account of the change of the new balance in the valuation, there was another 731 crore rupees added in the P&L for the revaluation in this time. Yeah. So because our treasury is very active, so we are hopeful, because if you see the last quarter we have made 325, so it depends on the yield, etc. also. So our treasury is very active, so we will be in a position to make good profit in the times to come also. No issue.
Yes. Great, sir. Thank you and all the very best, sir.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Saurabh from JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Sir, just two questions. So one is, historically on your written off book, what's the recovery rate that you get? So that's the first one. And secondly, what is the total magnitude of AFS reserves that you have right now?
Actually, 92,584 is the TWO book. Normally, within the range of the 1,000 to 1,500, we are recovering every quarter. And the AFS book is the 1,09,615, which is around 23.3% of the total investment book.
No, sir, I was asking, so normally, like over a cycle of the 90,000 crores, how much will be your recovery rate? Is it 10%, 15%? How much should?
Around 5,000 crore rupees we are recovering every year. So you can think it is around 5 to 6%.
5 to 6. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Anand Dama from Emkay Global. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So I think Suraj asked a question related to your overseas loan book that is expanding at a very fast pace. So what is the reason? What are these kind of loans that you are giving to? What kind of corporates are there in sector favor that you can give?
Actually, Anand, it is a combination of all. There is a growth in the RAM also. I will give you some of the number of the RAM. If you see the retail, the number was the 5,44,945.54 in the June 24. So it has increased to 5,64,000. So 20,000 crore rupees, more than 25,000 crore rupees is increasing the RAM. Even retail also, retail may around 15,000 crore rupees is increased there. And another is the corporate. There is also increase in the NBFC side. And there is an increase in some of the renewable projects, solar, etc. So it is a combination of all. So main in the RAM is the focus area. There is some increase in the NBFCs also, but all are basically AAA. And third is the other corporate advances. Yeah, the major part is the road, and the another is the solar, renewable energy.
So my question was specifically related to overseas loans.
Can you repeat? Yeah, Anand, can you repeat?
My question is related to overseas loan book, which is expanding.
So overseas basically most of the exposure is on the bank or buyer's credit. Yeah.
Okay, but BC also, sir, because that book to some extent is dragging your margins down.
Yeah.
Why are we down so much?
Margin is less. No doubt, margin is less. Yeah.
So is it basically that you can cut down the exposure to overseas anytime soon, or you will keep doing it?
We are having why there is a need of the cut down the exposure also, because ultimately we have to see whether we are earning or not. As I told you in my initial remarks also, in some of the transactions, if we are getting 1%, 2% or even less than 1%, why we should allow that opportunity should go down from the Punjab National Bank? Because we are not concerned about the 3% NIM. We are concerned with the absolute number of the net interest income.
So is it possible to share what is the LCR for this quarter?
LCR, I told you 129%. 129% draft guidelines, there is a dip of around 10 to 11%.
Okay. If the new draft guidelines come, it will come down by 10 to 11%. Sure, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Next is a follow-up question from the line of Rakesh Kumar from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity again. So just I was coming back to the same question on the, change in the, yield on funds. So I was looking at cash investment and advances composition, as a percentage to your deposit and borrowings. So I find that, there is a decrease in the cash balances number as a percentage of deposit and borrowings. And also there is a decrease in the advances number and increase in the investment number. And some of the, gap has been funded by the equity around 4,200 crore. But still the margin is coming down. So the margin fall what we have seen in this quarter, should we see this as a kind of a regular thing going ahead also, or what is that? Because probably we have used the QIP money, I think, is in this quarter.
Yes, maybe the on account of the QIP money. It is not a general, because I told you that sometimes if we are having the liquidity, we will park the liquidity either in the short-term investment opportunity available where the yield is less. So this is the only reason which I explained you also. But it is not for a long period also, very short period also.
Okay. Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next follow-up is from the line of Marshall, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, my question was that this quarter provision has also reduced by 1024 crores. So are we going to whether this provision will sustain to this level what it was there in the September quarter, or it can also spike in the subsequent quarter?
Provision, there is a 3-4 provision. Which provision? As far as credit cost is concerned, we have already revised our guidelines. So the provision for the NPA will further reduce, and these standard assets also. I do not foresee there will be any increase in the provision. And OTR 1, OTR 2, we have already made 170% additional provision, which I told you. So only the provision for the income tax will be the main provision. Other, I do not think then there will be any increase in the other provision also.
Okay. And sir, like this, we have also made a floating provision of 350 crores rupees. So what is the purpose for which this floating provision can be utilized?
This floating provision is permitted by the regulator. 350 crore rupees we have made for this quarter. Cumulative provision is 500 crore rupees. 150 crore rupees we have made earlier also. So this will help to reduce and to maintain our net NPA number.
No, I understand, but what I'm saying, because in the other banks I was reading through that, they mentioned that this floating provision can't be utilized without the prior approval of regulator. So that's why I'm asking you, for what kind of thing this can be utilized? Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the permission of the, if in the bad time, if there is a requirement to use this proposal, then we have to take the permission from the regulator.
Okay. And okay, sir. Okay, so this my last question regarding the CASA. So what special steps like the bank is taking to increase the number of current accounts, sir?
Point number 1, I will give you the saving as well as the current account. CASA is definitely a challenge, not for the Punjab National Bank, for the entire industry. But we are having more than 10,000 branches, more than 20 crore customers, and we have provided all the branches with the tab banking. So time for opening of the new account has already been reduced. Last year we have opened more than 1 crore saving bank account. And the first quarter we have opened more than 60 lakh account. The money will come in this account. Your specific question for the current account. So last year we have opened 2.68 lakh account. In first half we have already opened 1.21 lakh. We have also provided this corporate mobile app, which was not available earlier, which we have launched in the last month only. So by using this corporate mobile app, so definitely we are hopeful that there will be increase in the current account opening as well as the balance in this current account.
Beautiful, sir. Sir, you are doing fantastic, sir. All the best, sir. All the best. Jai Sri Ram.
Thank you. Jai Sri Ram.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Ashlesh Sonje from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a very strong quarter.
Thank you.
The first question is on the slippages side. If I look at the agri slippages, they got up quite sharply on a YOY basis. Any reason for that?
Slippage, you are asking about the slippage, na? YOY?
Agri slippage.
1,826 to 2,181.
Sir, no, that's the agri part. Agri slippages for the quarter, which is about 570 crores.
Can you? You are asking for the agri?
Correct, yes.
565. 565 is for the agri. Normally it keep within the 500, 600 because we are having the book of the more than 1 trillion. So sometimes 500, sometimes 600. There is no much difference here.
Okay, sir. Sir, and secondly, on the PSU account which has slipped this quarter, are there any other large PSU accounts which are sitting in the SMA book for you?
Only only one account was only in the SMA that we have already recognized. As I told you, as on date, I do not find. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. As there are no further questions, I request Mr. Atul Kumar Goyal for any closing comments.
Thank you very much once again. I think this was one of the best quarter as far as the Punjab National Bank is concerned, and whatever the guidance we have given, I think we have achieved most of the guidance except the CASA, and the most important was the ROA also. Although we have given the guidance we will be in a position 1% by the exit of the conference year, but we have achieved. So I think with the support of all my investors also and the analysts also, and I assure you whatever the number we have shown in the coming quarter and the coming to last quarter of the conference year, we will be in a position to show the better performance, whatever we have shown in this quarter.
On behalf of Nuvama Wealth Management, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.